This is Mike Hayes and welcome to our jazz guitar chord workout. This video is designed to give the jazz guitarist, in particular the chord melody style jazz guitarist, an organised, focused practice routine where you can combine and apply material that you've already learnt. In a previous session, we spoke about how each diminished seventh chord can be used as a gateway chord to several different keys. I'll include a link in the description section below this video if you missed that lesson and would like to check it out. To get us started, here's a chart from that earlier session, only with the material presented in a slightly different sequence. On the top left-hand side of the chart, you'll see the key of C major. Moving across to the top right-hand side of the page, we have the key of E flat. The significance of this arrangement is that the two keys are a minor third apart. Then if we move down to the bottom left-hand side of the page, we have the key of F sharp. Again, the interval distance between the key of E flat and the key of F sharp is a minor third. And then lastly, if we move over to the bottom right-hand side of the page, you'll see we have the key of A. And you guessed it, the distance between the key of F sharp and the key of A is a minor third. The key thing to remember is that the B diminished chord is common to all the major and minor chords on the page, and that the interval of a minor third is a very common musical device used by composers. Today's project will be to play through all the chords on the chart, moving from one key to the next using the one common linking diminished chord. First up, we'll play the C6 and C minor 6 chords, followed by the E flat 6 and E flat minor 6 chords, then proceeding to the F sharp 6 and F sharp minor 6 chords, and then finally playing A6 and A minor 6. By practicing in this manner, we will be developing a high-speed memory and recall system. We'll be training our fingers to play all the available shapes for these chords on the first 4 strings of the guitar, as well as developing a system of structural hearing, so that as we train our fingers, our ear, or musical memory, will recognise the shift from one key to the next using the interval of a minor third. Here we go. Okay, so that's quite a workout, but I can assure you, if you practice that each day, things will really come together quickly for you. Okay, now let's practice and review some of the ideas that we've covered in previous lessons, and also we'll get another chance to practice these chord shapes. Let's take another look at the ever popular 2-5-1 progression. On the screen at the moment, you'll see 3 sets of chords. The top line represents the chord progression as it would be shown in a fake book. The second line represents one way that we could recolour this progression, and the third line represents yet another way that we could recolour this chord progression. I'll go through and explain my choices in relation to the original chord progression on the first line. Let's start with line 2. The first bar is not really a big surprise because C sixth, of course, contains the same notes as A minor 7. In the second bar, I'm using the minor 6th on the 5th principle. The 5th of D 7th is A, therefore I can play an A minor 6th, and when I do this, we create a dominant 9th effect. With regard to the 3rd and 4th bars, I'm alternating between a D6 and a G6. And the D6 comes from the concept of being able to play a major 6th on the 5th. The original chord was G major 7. The 5th of G major 7th is D, so therefore I can play a D6 over a G major 7th chord. Moving on to line 3, and once again we have the C sixth in the first bar. However, this time in bar 2, my choice was to play an E flat minor 6th. And this comes from the principle of being able to play a minor 6th on the flat 2. The flat 2 of D 7th is E flat, therefore I can play an E flat minor 6th. And this creates an altered dominant 7th sound. And specifically what happens when we do this is that we create a flat 9 sharp 5 dominant 7th chord. I'm going to play the 2-5-1 progression through twice. The first time through I'll be using the chords on the second line, and the second time through I'll be using the chords on the third line. And of course, as you know by now, I'll be moving this 2-5-1 progression through a variety of keys that are all a minor third apart. Here goes. That's it for today, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope there's something there that you can use in your own music projects. We'll be covering more subjects like this in future lessons, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Also, if you enjoy the type of things that we're doing here, we'd appreciate if you hit the like button. It really helps us out. If you have any questions or comments, pop them in the comment section below this video. And as always, I look forward to catching up with you again next time. Bye for now.